you want to go ahead and take it off or take it away from here, we're good to go.
All right, Mr. Graham, I think you're up first.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to welcome all of you. Welcome, pirates, both new and returning. I see a lot of faces that I'm glad to see back, and I know that there are people who are new. I recognize some names of new people, so welcome. I know that despite all the challenges of this last year and the year ahead, that we are still going to have the best year ever. So we look forward to just great things from you all. Ms. Marlin and Ms. Powell have put together a great presentation for this evening. Ms. Marlin, would you like me to address those first couple slides you have before I start to talk?
Yes, sir. Those were actually Leah's idea, and I thought they were good ideas.
They are very good ideas.
So, yes, sir, if you will address those, that would be great.
Okay, so here we are. We are all pirates, and we are home. So thank you to the pirates. Please take a minute to take a look at this. This is, we all have seen this ad, and it's so priceless. But it is something we want to do. So those of you who have not muted yourselves, please do so. Okay, where were we?
Yeah, I'm done after this meeting. We're just going over how people who switch to progressive can save hundreds.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, Jamie's the guy running it. I once had to fake jury duty to get out of talking about his yogurt preferences.
Mara, you know you're not on mute, right?
Oh, there's a mute button? Yeah, that's Flo, the one who looks like she'd smile while she sleeps.
I always smile.
That's why I said that.
Okay, that's priceless. That is a good practice. I know Ms. Powell may have something to add to this, but as we, go into actual your classes and opportunities of like breakout sessions and learning, it is good etiquette that you start out muted. Go ahead, Ms. Powell. Did you want to add?
Sure, yep. So, we'll start out muted, but please feel free to use the chat box to make any comments or questions. We'll use those questions that are within that box to address at the end, and also to create a type of FAQ sheet to share out also.
Great.
Sorry, I'm jumping back and forth here. I'm just admitting some people who are joining us late. So I'll just be going back and forth. So there you go, Mr. Graham.
Okay, not a problem. So this evening, this is just looking at the agenda that we'll be going over, and it's introductions of the staff. But I'm happy to do that after it's the next slide, I know, and then we'll get into what the LMS, and that you're going to hear people talk about LMS, and that is the learning management system. And Ms. Powell is the overseer of all of that. So as you get into the year, if you have any difficulties navigating your classes, if you are using the Haiku, and so there's Haiku, there's Canvas, there's Power School, and then North Carolina Virtual Public Schools. There are all these different things that you're going to be dealing with. And if and when you have issues with those, you're going to be wanting to interact with your teachers. But at the end of the day, Ms. Powell is going to be the one who saves you. So you want to be on good terms with her, okay? And then we will hear from Ms. Parker. Ms. Parker is our new counselor, and I'll introduce her in just a second. But she'll have a message for you. Then Ms. Marlin will explain she'll clear up all the misperceptions that they're out there about online learning. A lot of people have a lot of strange ideas. But at the end, and probably the most important thing about this evening is you'll get information, which is very useful information from us, but you will also have an opportunity to ask questions and have those questions addressed. So please pay attention to that. So I would like to start by introducing the staff, if I could do that. So Trina Ellis is the Granville Academy receptionist, data manager, and bookkeeper. When you those of you who come to the Mary Potter Center for Education in Oxford, which is open to you all from 9 to 12, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that stay tuned because that may change. But for right now, that's what we're looking at once schools, are open for students to return. Those of you who come to the school, or those of you who have been there, I see a few of you that I recognize have been here. Miss Trina is the woman who sits at the front of the office suite and tackles all the issues surrounding, our school. I also want to introduce Miss Mary Wareheim. Miss Wareheim keeps Granville Academy running. She is the voice of reason at the school. She is the woman who will contact you when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So you want to be on good terms with her. But in all honesty, Miss Wareheim is taught in several different settings, and she is an online teacher. She's forgotten more about this stuff than I'll ever know. And she is someone you can reach out to if you're struggling or have any questions. So she's someone you have to know. I mentioned Miss Parker. Miss Parker comes to us from Webb High School. She has, a big job because our school is very different, and you all are exploring many different alternatives. We have students who are, some of them are looking at doing something at Advanced Granville. Some people are looking at doing something at other universities. We've got students who may want to take classes that they're in another place right now, taking classes in another state. So it's a big job to manage all that. And Miss Parker is the person who will sit down and work with you over your schedule. If you have questions about your courses, making sure that you graduate on time and so forth. Associated with that, Miss Cameron, I think, is in this call as well. And Miss Cameron is a person that can help you with any questions that you're having as you're struggling. She has a set of students that already know her, but it doesn't matter. When you see her working with students, any of you can reach out and grab her and she'll provide some assistance. Miss Hester is our tech. She is our IT tech, and she will help you with Chromebook issues. So she's a good person to know any issues that come up with your devices or connectivity if you get locked out, questions about logging on and all that kind of thing. That is handled by Cynthia Hester. If you contact Miss Wareheim or Mr. Graham, we can put you in touch with Miss Hester, right? Mr. Graham's not going to fix your problem. Miss Wareheim might fix your problem, but Miss Hester for sure will. So we'll get you there. And Miss Powell is the wizard of the whole school. She is the one who not only helps with the learning management systems, but she provides all things tech in the background, and she's great at communication. So that's an overview of the important people in our school. There are many teachers that are involved at our school who are not here. They are all wonderful. There are two groups of people. There are a group of people who, some of them are teachers in Granville County. Some of them used to be teachers in Granville County. They have a relationship with us. And those are the Granville online teachers. There's another group of teachers who teach the North Carolina Virtual Public Schools classes. So you all have a huge staff of people that you have to navigate. But we're here to help you. Okay, so Ms. Marlin, I'm ready to go to the next slide. We are very proud of our focus at Granville Academy on teaching and learning. We also are really happy about the traditions that are being created. It's important that you all establish these relationships with your teachers. I can't encourage you enough about that. It is really important that you are open to opportunities to work with your teacher even when you're not in class. At this time, I really want to just take us a minute and talk about communication. The one thing that I ask all students is that you are open in terms of communication back and forth. And that's with me, That's with Miss Marlin. That's with Miss Feast. Did I introduce Miss Feast?
Yes.
I did not.
No, you didn't.
Monique Feast is our newest addition, and I am so happy that she is with us. Miss Feast is going to be helping us in the lab, and she's going to be since we are remote, she's going to be helping you online. So Monique Feast is another resource that's there to help you as you navigate your classes. But in terms of the communication piece, I can't stress this enough. The one thing that I ask, I'm not asking that you make A's. I'm not asking that you make B's, C's, whatever. We're not going to get into that kind of thing. But I do ask that you communicate with us. If you go MIA and we can't locate you, then we have a problem, right? So when Miss Marlin reaches out to you, you have to answer her. If Miss Parker reaches out to you, you absolutely have to answer her. We cannot spend a lot of time chasing you guys down. Being a part of this program, by definition, means that it's flexible and you may not be available. You may be out of town, you may be out of the state, whatever, doing what you're doing, and you're pursuing your activity and you're doing your work. But if something comes up and we need to get in touch, please respond. I can't stress this enough. That is the one thing that you really don't want to drop the ball on, because we can't help you if we're not in communication. Okay? So if you don't remember anything else from what Mr. Graham, what did Mr. Graham say, and who is Mr. Graham, and what has he got to do? Mr. Graham is the one who says you need to communicate with us so that we can help you. Okay? And you will have the best year you've ever had if you do that. I guarantee it. Okay. That's the message that I want to share. The thing about Granville Academy that makes it so special is you can access it anywhere. So we're really proud of that. And this Granville Academy is an outgrowth of Granville Online. That's what this slide refers to. Okay, Miss Marlin, thank you. This slide is referring to, thank you, Miss Marlin, this is awesome. This slide refers to the fact that being at Granville Academy is a one-year commitment. So we are not having a separate night where we're going to talk to you about agreements and forms and things like that. It is important that you understand that you are entering into a commitment for 1 year by being here, so that we're not going to have a conversation in October about I want to go back to web, tomorrow. That isn't going to happen. So we just want to have that clear, that is a policy that we have as a school, and it's also one that the district wants us to enforce. So we'll open the conversations about, you may have friends who want to join us, and you may want to make a change also about what you want to do. We're happy to have those conversations, but please understand that you are committing to us for the year. Okay? Any questions, please address it to me or Ms. Wareheim. I can be found on the website. I will tell you that my email is grahamw@gcs.k12.nc.us. Okay? And that's a lot of words coming out of my mouth, and I apologize. But
Graham, thank you so very much. We appreciate all that you've said.
yes, thank you, Ms. Marlin.
Ms. Powell, I think you're up next.
I sure am. Thank you, Mr. Graham and Miss Marlin. So this next slide, and I apologize that it's not in presentation mode. I just feel like it's easier to kind of show in this way and present through when we have a few people addressing the items within this presentation. So Mr. Graham said some things that were probably too nice to introduce me, but I am Miss Powell, and there's a quick video here that I'll go ahead and play because I don't know if you guys saw, there were a few interruptions in my world over here, and this video doesn't have any. So I'll go ahead and play it. It's really quick just to give you some information about myself. There we go.
Hi, my name is Leah Powell, and I am proud to be a part of the Granville Academy community in a number of ways. First, one of my titles is Spanish teacher for both Granville Academy and Granville Online, and this semester for Granville Central High School. The second title that I hold is a District Digital Teaching and Learning Advisor, and this means that I get to work with all of the schools and students and families throughout the district, but more specifically Granville Academy. So you're probably wondering, how can I help you and your students? First, I can assist with communication. I am the one who manages all of our social media outlets, as well as our Google groups that help to communicate any information coming from our school. The other item that I create is the Granville Academy newsletter that goes out each Monday evening to help communicate not only with our families, but with the entire Granville County community and even elsewhere. So if you have some information that you have questions about that I have shared, I am the person that you can reach out to for those items. If you ask a question on any of the discussion boards or even on our social media outlets, I am usually the one behind Granville Academy's name responding to your question. The other item that I can help you and your families with is for support with our learning management systems. I can help with access to Haiku or Canvas, as well as if your student is struggling with accessing grades through Power Teacher or Power Student, I am the one that can help assist with that, as well as if your student or if your student's teacher needs some advice on what tool to use to complete an assignment, I am usually the one that can help with any advice on how to do so. I will say that I am a remote worker for Granville Academy. I live in Pennsylvania, and it is amazing to be able to connect through the use of Google Meet and help support families and students the best way that I know how. So I want to say that I look forward to this semester. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And as always, I am so excited to be a part of the Granville Academy program.
So that video is true, that I am really excited, and I've always been excited to be a part of Granville County and specifically Granville Academy at this point. So I'm just going to address really quickly some items around our accesses. So I know that Mr. Graham and even the video mentioned our learning management systems, or LMS, and I'm going to highlight two of the LMSs that will be used for your student. The first one is PowerSchool Learning, or we sometimes refer to that as Haiku, and the second one is known as Canvas. So PowerSchool Learning is basically where a lot of our secondary courses are located or housed. And there are two types of logins that I'm going to highlight. The first login over here on the left is the student and staff login. All of our students and all of our staff have Gmail accounts. So when your student logs into PowerSchool Learning, if this is their first time, and I know that there's some of you that I saw on here who are seasoned and know how to do this, but all students will select the radio button that says gcsnc.us, and they'll use their login that includes their last name, first initial, and maybe even middle initial, and they'll sign in with Google. And this will allow for our PowerSchool Learning or Haiku to connect with our Google Drive, which really helps with completing assignments and turning in certain pieces of work. The other item that I want to highlight about PowerSchool Learning is that there is a parent or guardian login as well. And these are two images, but these two images usually go right on top of the other. But the bottom part is that if you do not have a Google account, that you'll sign in using this portion below. Now, as a parent or guardian, the way to sign in to PowerSchool Learning is that you'll receive, if you haven't already, all you need is one invitation from one of your students' teachers. And that invitation will provide a link and walk you through the steps to mirror your student. And you'll have one for each of your students. And you create your own account in order to log into this platform. So PowerSchool Learning is the first LMS that I want to highlight. The second LMS that I'm going to highlight is Canvas. Now, Canvas is accessible from what we call our NCED cloud, and I'm going to highlight the NCED cloud for two reasons. So the NCED cloud is accessible at this link, my.ncedcloud.org, and your student will log in with their student ID number, and their password will be what they've used in the past. If you are a new student, this password will be your student ID number. Once your student logs into Rapid Identity, there is going to be, I think, like 4 or 5 icons available. And in these 4 or 5 icons that are available, you'll access Canvas, which is the icon that looks like this one here. So I will highlight that Mr. Henley and Miss Morgan are two, and I apologize, are two of the teachers that use Canvas for their curriculum. So the other piece that I want to highlight while I have this NCED Cloud picture up is that the NCED Cloud login is something that will be important for all students, because this is also where the students can access their grades, transcripts, and any other type of information. So the login information is the same with their student ID number and so on. But I want to highlight the icon that's for PowerSchool or PowerSchool students that they can click on, and this is where they would access their schedules as well. So this piece, I'm kind of highlighting two platforms with the NCED Cloud as well as PowerSchool Learning. But in the NCED Cloud is where our student grades as well as Canvas is housed for Granville County Public Schools. This next slide is used for North Carolina Virtual Public Schools. So NCVPS, they also use Canvas for their courses. However, their login is a little bit different, in which this is the view that they'll have. And I know Mrs. Glass in the past and Ms. Parker in the future will be able to help with assisting with login, username, and passwords for NCVPS. So with that being said, with Granville Academy being the home of the privates, we just want to highlight that fact that our mission is excellent learning options for all. We try to provide different learning environments through Haiku and Canvas and access to grades. And with that vision, I'm going to highlight that piece that says flexible environment. And I guess I'll throw myself under the bus here with my environment is very flexible, being in Pennsylvania with children running around behind me. But our vision is just to provide an education for everyone, any place, anytime. Families can access the curriculum, students can access curriculum, as well as grades when needed. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself here and jump to our next slide where Miss Parker is going to come into play. So I'm going to jump over here and mute myself, and then Miss Parker, feel free to take it away.
Thank you, Ms. Powell. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Ms. Parker, as you've heard, and I am very excited to learn all these new things that happen in this school that I've heard so much about. I'm learning a lot. I'm responding to your emails as quickly as possible. I encourage you to reach out to me by whatever means possible. I have given my cell phone out to a few students, and they've used it. So I do encourage that because I want to stay in contact with you. All right. Unfortunately, I can't see that small screen, but I do know this. These are the credits that are required for you to graduate. You will need 4 English classes. You'll need 4 math classes. And just let me say about the math. if you're on the track for career and college promise, you're going to need 4 maths. But if you start with foundations, that means you will need an additional math, because universities look at math 1, math 2, math 3, or math 4 and pre-cal. So just understand that that is a requirement to be placed into a university, or to get acceptance, I'm sorry. You have 3 science credits, 4 history credits, and you do not have to have a foreign language to graduate. However, you do have to have a foreign language to apply to a university. PE is a requirement of the state, so we'll all have to take that. And you will need 6 electives. Our electives are very limited with online classes. So I try my best to accommodate students with what they would prefer, but just do understand that sometimes you might have to take something that you're not that very interested in. But remember, we do want to, get our credits in when we're taking these classes. It's important to pass your first time around, because we just don't want to sit there spinning wheels. We want to move on to the next level of whatever core classes that we're taking. Let's go back, Leah. Let's go back for one other point I wanted to make. For your classes, for your GPA, grade point average, it's very important that you know what it is. Maybe Ms. Powell can let me know. I'm not sure if they've changed things where students can actually see their GPA now. Is that possible, Ms. Powell? Oh, okay. She's checking. If you can't see it, I'll be happy to give it to you. But if you're taking a regular, let's say you're taking English 1, if you make an A in that class, you will get 4 points for that. However, if you take English 1 honors, and you make an A, then you will get a 4.5. So that's an example to show you how your GPA can increase, and you see the slide there. So and an AP class will give you a 5. So it's possible to increase your GPA as you go along. Okay, I'm ready for the next slide. You do want to make connections, and that's something that I'm looking forward to. There are a couple of students in Granville Academy that I'm already familiar with, whether I had them in elementary when I was a counselor at West Oxford, or recently when I was a counselor at Webb. But it's important for me to make connections with my students. I will call to speak with you. I am really strong on home visits if necessary, and I believe it's important for you all to understand, students to understand, that we are just as invested in your education as we want you to be. Relationships and engagement, that falls under all of what I just spoke about. Create a schedule for when you're going to do your classwork, your assignments. Try to make an area in your home that this is where I go when it's time to do schoolwork. So try to put yourself on a schedule and adhere to that. I do know things do come up, but being able to do this will definitely get you in the right mindset of what things will be required of you further on down the road. Do not procrastinate. I told so many students at JF Webb that when you miss an assignment, then you've got another assignment on top of that. So it's best to do your assignments as they are given. Go ahead, get it done, because what you don't want to have to do is go back and make up all these assignments. Just use your time wisely. And I'm here for help if you need me. As I said, I don't mind sharing my phone number. I encourage you to reach out to me because I will help as much as I possibly can. Okay? National Honor Society. It is based on your weighted GPA. You need a 3.5 or higher. There are requirements to meet your leadership and academic guidelines. Sophomores and juniors are the ones that are inducted, and the freshmen are recognized as prospective members. So this really goes back to what we just saw previously, that GPA. And the last point, the gold cohorts at graduation, I just cannot express what it does in my spirit to see you all draped in these cords to show all of the hard work that you've put in. I'm not wearing them, you're wearing them, but I am just as proud of you as you are of yourself with all the hard work. So just keep that in mind. If you have that interest, you have that goal, everyone can get a cord. Just have to push. You have to push for it. Okay? Is that mine? Oh, these are the classes. I'm sorry. These are the okay. These are the classes. There we go. Thank you. Now I can see it. These are the classes that are offered online. You see your foreign languages, your histories, your psychology, and your Englishes will fall under there. There we go. You will start to see some of your elective choices, your foreign language choices. Okay. We do check on you. When I contact you, it's not just to see if you're doing your work. I do invest myself in my students. I want to know how you're doing, not just with your classes. I want to know how you are as a person individually. Things happen. Anything could happen to throw you off or throw your routine off, and you just find yourself in a bad space. I'm also here for that. I'm here to listen. I am here to advise. So I have an open door policy at this point, open phone line. So please feel free to contact me. And I look forward at some point in time to meet each and every one of you.
All right, Maisie, are we heading into your portion here with the math tutoring and lab requirements?
Actually, that was Ms. Parker's slide, but this is mine. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Math tutoring is available. You have your directives there. Thank you. It's kind of small. There we go. Your lab requirements are 3 weeks. Please bear with me because I am learning this as I am telling you. 3 weeks not making adequate progress, will be required to meet at the lab for personal support. So just keep that in mind. Driver's ed. I did reach out to find out some information about that. It starts at age 15 for you to be in the class. After class is completed and you pass, which I'm sure you will, you will receive your certificate. That certificate is good for 30 days. That certificate allows you to go and get your permit. So along with that, keep in mind that once you get your license, if you're not passing 70% of your classes, they will revoke your license. And it does happen. So we have to report that if your grades fall below a passing score. Athletic eligibility, we're up in the air with that. We don't even know if we're going to have sports. But you are eligible to play at a school that I'm assuming that you are in that district of. Am I correct, Ms. Marlon? Okay, correct. Yeah.
They're homeschool.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You can try out. Doesn't mean you'll make a team, but yes, you can try out.
That's right. You got to try out. Everything I just spoke about is about trying. And if you try hard enough, you can do what you want to do. Just find the right sport.
All right, and I'll add here, if that's okay, that all of our math tutoring and even our lab options during this time that we're going through, they will be offered virtually. So this is still, I know that we're in a weird situation with how everyone's going back remote to school, but even when we were able to attend labs and whatnot, a lot of our math tutoring was offered virtually, and all of that information will be communicated. And I know Mr. Graham had introduced Miss Feast. Miss Feast, along with Miss Marlin, will be helping with working with students in a virtual lab environment for that. So for the 3 weeks kind of not making progress or needing the extra support, we will still be requiring that and providing it, but it will be in that virtual lab environment instead.
Okay, guys, and basically what we're all saying here is if you refuse to allow the lab facilitators, and that will be Ms. Feast or myself, to offer you support virtually or in person, you're jeopardizing your ability to remain a part of Granville Academy. We want the very best for you, so therefore we put those pieces in place that are going to help you to be successful. Ms. Powell, I think now we're going to talk about some myths and facts about online learning. Ms. Powell, if we move to the next, thank you so much. There is a myth, and guys, I've been working with the online program for 9 or 10 years, and there is a myth out there that says online classes are easier. Now, I personally disagree with that, because you're responsible for reading, viewing the instructional materials. You've got to complete the assignments. If you have a question, you're going to need to reach out to your teacher. You've got to participate in online discussions. Guys, it's not that it's harder, but it's not that it's easy either. You've got to make the commitment to get your assignments completed. Next slide, please, Ms. Powell. Okay, there's another myth that says, especially among those who do end up coming to the lab, that I only have to work on my school assignments 3 days a week from 9 to 12. Guys, these are high school classes, and they require 90 minutes a day. So even if you do attend the lab, you are going to have to put in some additional time in order to be able to meet the requirements for each class. So please keep that in mind. I know the lab serves as a motivator for some. I know for a fact that I'm going to have at least 3 hours, 3 days a week when I can get my work done. But again, just remember, you've got to put in some additional time. Next slide, please. Okay, third myth. There are no due dates for mastery-based learning. Guys, you're going to find that your teachers will cooperate with you very well if something comes up, but you do have to realize that there are due dates. And for example, I I am one of the online teachers. And when I put assignments out each week, if those assignments are not done, then I'm required to put in a 0 to show you that that assignment is actually pulling your grade down. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't go back and redo the assignment to get that 0 out there, but you want to be sure that you read your syllabi from the various classes that you're taking, because some teachers may be offering a penalty if your assignments are turned in late, but there are due dates. Keep that in mind. Next slide, please. You don't have to interact with the instructor or other students in an online class. Guys, I heard Mr. Graham say very well, don't go ghost on us. We need to be able to contact you, and you're able to contact us as well. Our teachers have on their course website somewhere a way that you can get in contact with them. And at a very minimum, you can reach out to them via email. Communication, guys, it is most important. I find personally as a teacher that those students whom I have good communication with, they always pass the class. So just keep that in mind. Don't feel like you're, again, some of the teachers will have best times to reach them, but don't feel like you are bothering us because we're here to help you. Next slide, please. Okay, if you are looking for success, these are some things that I'm recommending to you to do, and some of these have already been said, Ms. Parker, Mr. Graham, but we're just going to touch base on them very quickly. Guys, I know that some of you all are traveling and working on your classes while you are participating in some other kind of event, but you have got to schedule a time. Even if you're on an event in California, you've got to schedule a time when you're able to work on your classes, just like you were face-to-face. And again, communicate with your teachers. I'm at an event right now. My work might be a little bit late, but I'm definitely going to get it in. You don't want to let things pile up, because that's going to be frustrating for you. And sometimes it's frustrating for us as teachers as well. Okay, next slide. Choose a place to work. Choose some place where you can spread your materials out. Hopefully, you can go to the same place every time, and you don't have to spend a lot of time looking for things. Next slide. Okay, organized students excel. I've had several students to say to me, I know I did it. I know I put it in the Dropbox, but I didn't get it. As your teacher, I didn't get it. Guys, if you all create a folder, and every assignment that you complete, drop that assignment in that folder. So if there is some type of technical glitch and the teacher did not receive it, it's not a matter of you're having to go over and do it again. It's just a matter of you're going to your file where you have saved the work to. And I would suggest that you create a folder for every class that you're taking. Okay, next slide, please. Communication, email, cell phone, remind. Different teachers are using different things, different ways. But guys, usually that first week, there are orientation activities that we all ask you to do. And the first one is make sure we know how to get in contact with you. We're here to support you. And if we can't reach you, it's going to be very difficult for us to be able to support you. So communication, again, is vital. Next slide.
Ms. Marlin, can I say something there?
Certainly.
So I'm also working in the middle school, and so I know some of these parents already. And I will say this. These teachers, it is absolutely important that this communication piece is functional. And if you know that you have a tendency to do things that causes you to lose your phone, and your parent will take it for a period of time, then you need to make sure that your teachers know how to communicate with you if they can't get you by your phone.
Good point, Ms. Cameron. Thank you. Next slide, please, Ms. Powell. Okay, on this one, I'm thinking about that student who's getting ready to complete a test or a major assignment, and they've not read the information that is related to whatever it is that you're being tested about. Guys, you have put yourself to a disadvantage up front. You need to follow the modules in the class, and if you're having trouble navigating the class and finding the instructional material, again, reach out to the teacher. Don't try to complete assignments, going out on Google looking for answers, that kind of thing. The instructional material is there. Prepare yourself before you are completing, especially your major tests and assignments. Plagiarism. There is one teacher that works with us that I know for a fact. Everything that has come directly from Google or assignments that somebody else turned in several semesters ago, it's like she's able to find them. When you are submitting work that is not your own work, guys, you're plagiarizing. And the consequences can be from failing the assignment to actually failing the course. So again, don't put yourself in that kind of situation. Okay? All right. Question. Have you ever taken an online class before? Guys, if you have not, I would strongly suggest to you that you reach out to myself or to Ms. Feast. We're the ones that are going to be working with you all virtually right now. And hopefully, we'll be able to get back into a lab environment soon. But don't struggle by yourself. If you need some help, reach out to us. And I'm sure that Ms. Powell will have our information on the Granville Online page so that if you want to make an appointment, if we see that you're getting off to a bad start, then we're going to reach out to you because we do not want you to struggle. The goal is for you to be able to work at any pace, from anywhere, at any time. But guys, you've got to be willing to adhere to the timelines and the guidelines that are written within each course that you're taking. You've got to do your part. You've got to monitor your own progress. I saw over here in the chat window that one of the parents was saying that students are able to see their GPAs. Guys, you're able to monitor your classes too. When an assignment is graded, that assignment is going to go directly into Power Teacher. So all you've got to do is to log in and you should be able to see your grades for whatever assignments have been completed. Did I say that right, Ms. Powell, Power Teacher?
Yes, you did.
Very good. All right. So again, we want to monitor our own progress. We're going to help you monitor, but it's always best to monitor yourself and make adjustments before someone has to say to you to make that adjustment. Next slide, please, Ms. Powell. Okay, meet the teacher. Granville Academy students are actually taught by Granville Online teachers. And Ms. Powell, will you go ahead and click that link for me, please?
It may take a minute to load here.
Okay. And guys, you all will be able to find this page out on the Granville Online website. It says Meet the Teachers. And I would encourage you to go there and meet your teachers. Each of us has created a video to tell you a little about ourselves and why we're excited about receiving you in class. And also, for most of the teachers, there is a link. Ms. Powell, can you pull it up just a little bit for me, please? Thank you so much. Okay, when you click on that first link, it's going to provide you with a video that the teacher has prepared for you. And then on the right-hand side, I'm looking at the one for Mr. Henley. On the right-hand side, some of the teachers have put their email addresses. Some of them have put links. I have actually put a link because after I finish with this session at 6 o'clock, I'm going to meet with students and parents at 6:30 if anyone has any specific questions about principles of business. So again, we're here. If you need us, just reach out. And from me personally, and I feel like from all of our team, we wish you guys the most success possible in your school year. All right, I think we're open for questions and answers now. Anyone with any specific questions?